Now we're diving into a topic that's shaping our future as a nation: the incredible growth of our cities and what it means for us as Indians. By 2050, our urban centers like Mumbai and Delhi are projected to be among the world's largest, with Mumbai potentially hitting 42 million people and Delhi over 36 million. But it's not just our megacities. Our Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities like Surat, Jaipur, Pune, and Indore are growing at breakneck speed. This urban boom is a massive opportunity for us, but it's also a challenge that could define our economic and social future. Let's explore how our cities are transforming, the benefits they bring, the crises they face, and what we can do to make them sustainable engines of growth. First, let's talk about the scale of this urban explosion. Our urban population has skyrocketed from 290 million in 2001 to around 480 million by 2020, and by 2035, it's expected to hit 675 million. That's nearly half of us living in cities by 2040, up from just 28% 2 decades ago. Not only are Mumbai and Delhi swelling, but our mid-sized cities are surging even faster. According to Oxford Economics, all of the world's top 10 fastest growing city economies through 2035 are right here in India. Think Surat, Agra, Bengaluru, and Hyderabad. These Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, with populations of 1 to 5 million today, are set to become major metros by 2040, pulling in migrants who might otherwise flood into our biggest cities. This shift to urban living is one of the biggest transformations in our history, and it's reshaping how we live, work, and dream. This urban boom is a powerhouse for our economy. Our cities, home to just a third of our population, generate nearly 70% of our GDP. That's because urban areas are hubs of innovation, finance, and technology. Take Bengaluru, our Silicon Valley, where a dense talent pool and clustering of tech firms drive GDP growth of about 8.5% annually through 2035. Mumbai, our financial capital, leverages its massive workforce and global connectivity to produce one of Asia's highest metropolitan GDPs. Big cities give us economies of scale. Companies tap into huge labor markets and customer bases, while infrastructure like ports, airports, and metros becomes viable with large populations. Urban density sparks innovation as skilled people interact and share ideas. A 10 million person city isn't just twice as productive as a 5 million one, it's often exponentially more innovative. Our fastest growing cities are fueling our national rise, with young migrants boosting the workforce and consumer markets. By 2040, millions more working-age people will pour into our cities, powering industries and positioning us as an economic powerhouse. But here's the flip side. Our cities are buckling under this rapid growth. The pace of urbanization has outstripped our ability to provide housing, infrastructure, and services, leading to serious challenges. Housing is a massive issue. By 2018, we had a shortage of 29 million urban homes, a 54% jump from just 6 years earlier. In cities like Mumbai and Delhi, sky-high real estate prices push low-income families into slums. Around 47 million urban households, 40% of our city dwellers, live in slums, informal colonies, or cramped units without basic amenities. Mumbai's Dharavi slum alone houses about 1 million people. Transportation is another crisis point. Our cities rank among the world's most congested. Kolkata and Bengaluru are numbered 2 and 3 globally, with commuters losing hours in traffic daily. In Bengaluru, the average person wastes 117 hours a year in jams. Our roads and public transit can't handle the flood of people and vehicles, and aging water, sewage, and power systems are breaking down under the strain. Fast-growing cities like Pune and Lucknow have expanded faster than utilities, leading to outages and service gaps. Environmental challenges are just as daunting. Unplanned urban sprawl has paved over lakes, wetlands, and drainage channels, making our cities flood-prone. Mumbai's monsoons regularly bring paralyzing floods, worsened by the loss of mangroves and floodplains. Chennai's catastrophic floods in 2015 and 2021 showed how development on marshlands amplifies disaster risks, With many of our metros sitting low, less than 15 meters above sea level, millions are vulnerable to flooding and heat waves, especially as climate change intensifies. Pollution is another killer. Delhi's winter smog is infamous, with air quality so bad it causes 1.5 million excess deaths annually, according to a 2024 Lancet study. Crowded slums with poor sanitation spread diseases like dengue and tuberculosis, and our public health systems are overwhelmed. Chennai's 2019 Day Zero water crisis, when reservoirs ran dry, showed how close our cities are to collapse. Add to that mountains of unmanaged garbage, and it's clear our urban growth is unsustainable without major changes. So, why are so many of us flocking to cities? It's a mix of push and pull factors. Rural distress is a big driver. Agriculture employs nearly half our workforce, but generates just 15% of GDP, leaving farmers and laborers struggling with poverty, debt, and unreliable monsoons. Mechanization and population growth mean fewer rural jobs, pushing people from places like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Odisha to seek work in cities. Meanwhile, cities pull us in with the promise of better jobs, incomes, and amenities. Construction, manufacturing, and services like IT and retail offer opportunities you can't find in villages. Cities also have better schools, hospitals, and social freedoms that attract youth. But our policies haven't helped. Investment and jobs are concentrated in a few big cities, leaving smaller towns behind. Rural development programs like MG and Rega haven't fully stemmed the tide of distress migration, and climate stressors like droughts are pushing more people out of villages. In 2011, we had 450 million internal migrants, with about 9 million moving between states annually, mostly to urbanized states like Maharashtra and Gujarat. This massive movement is driven by the hope for a better life, but it's overwhelming our cities. Our urban challenges stem from governance and planning failures. Our municipal bodies are underfunded and lack the power to manage growth effectively. They collect only a fraction of potential taxes, leaving them unable to invest in infrastructure. We have too few urban planners, and zoning laws are poorly enforced, leading to chaotic expansion. Housing programs like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana haven't kept up with demand, and restrictive building rules drive up costs, pushing the poor into slums. Our cities also fail to integrate land use and transport planning, resulting in car-dependent sprawl and gridlock. Colonial-era drainage and water systems can't support today's populations, and corruption often derails well-intentioned plans. The result: cities that grow reactively, not sustainably, amplifying problems like flooding and congestion. Looking globally, other countries offer lessons. China's strict hukou system controlled migration to megacities like Beijing, pushing growth to smaller cities with heavy infrastructure investment. While not perfect, it shows the value of planned urbanization. Brazil's São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro struggle with slums like our own, despite efforts like Brasilia's creation to decentralize growth. Their favela problem mirrors our slum crisis, highlighting the need for affordable housing. Indonesia's moving its capital from sinking Jakarta to a new planned city, Nusantara, to ease pressure, a bold move we could consider for new urban hubs. These examples show that proactive planning and investment can manage urban growth, but inaction leads to chaos. So, what can we do? First, we need to massively scale up urban infrastructure, $840 billion by 2036 for housing, transit, water, and climate-resilient systems. Programs like Smart Cities Mission need bigger budgets, and private investment can help. Strengthening city governance is critical. Give municipalities more autonomy, hire skilled planners, and enforce zoning to prevent unsafe construction. We must boost affordable housing through schemes like Housing for All and slum upgrades, using public land for low-cost rentals. Developing Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities like Indore and Bhubaneswar with jobs and connectivity can ease pressure on megacities. Rural development is just as important. Better irrigation, non-farm jobs, and amenities can slow distress migration. Finally, we need smart growth, protect green spaces, build transit-oriented cities, and modernize waste and water systems to handle our growing population sustainably. In closing, our urban boom is a double-edged sword. Our cities drive our economic rise, but without action, they risk becoming unlivable. Mumbai, Delhi, and our rising Tier 2 cities can be engines of prosperity if we invest in infrastructure, reform governance, and balance urban-rural growth. The choices we make now will decide whether our cities become vibrant hubs or cautionary tales. Let's act boldly to shape a sustainable urban future.